Yep, this is it, people. This is where it starts. The 5 little words that should terrify you the most. As long as it takes. When you tell about this time to your children and grandchildren, remember that this is the point where it all really started going down. First off, if you like this sort of thing and want me to continue, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and share this video around with as many people as you can because, well, YouTube sure as hell won't do it, trust me. Okay, play it.
So when exactly, and I know it's difficult probably, but you must have a date, a time for a return to normal. I think people want to know that information. Thank you.
So I said from the beginning, we have a plan and we're executing the plan. The one part of the plan that we don't determine is the actual timelines of when we complete it. We began to execute our plan on Thursday afternoon, moved into an actions on phase on Friday morning, and you've seen the results of that over the weekend. I still can't say when we will ultimately be completed this operation because we now need to enter into a maintenance portion of it to make sure that what occurred 3 weeks ago can never occur again. So we will continue to have a posture, protect our streets of our city, protect our community members from unlawful occupations like occurred, now moving forward for as long as it takes.
There are some people in this world who, once given power, will never want to relinquish it. And not incidentally, they tend to also be the ones who most willingly seek out positions of even the smallest authority, which is what you are seeing with this. Now, I know that on a surface level it seems innocuous, but that's why the implications of it are so insidious. Ask yourself this: how long is as long as it takes? And more importantly, who is defining how long it is going to take? Because somebody has to. Somebody has to make the decision that it has taken long enough. And do you really trust the person who has the power to make the decision of how long is too long? And even if you do you trust the next person? Or the next? Keep in mind that on Friday, Trudeau and Freeland went on record as saying that he wants to make the powers he gave himself over financial surveillance permanent. All forms of digital transactions are now required to be reported to FinTrack so that the government can keep tabs on, quote, suspicious and, quote, illicit funds, which, as we now know, includes anyone who protests against the government. Trudeau gave himself the power to do this after invoking the Emergency Act, and only a few days later, his little pet on a leash is saying they plan to introduce legislation to make it permanent. You know, there was a time when people like this were at least somewhat subtle about it, but I guess that ship has sailed. Hey, remember when Trudeau said this?
I want to be very clear. The scope of these measures will be time-limited, geographically targeted, as well as reasonable and proportionate.
Because Pepperidge Farm remembers. I'm addressing this to the people on the fence or the people on the other side whose brains haven't gotten completely softened yet. As long as it takes might end up taking a very long time. Just something to consider.